No one paid much attention to the janitor who mopped the base floors at 5 a.m. sharp every morning, except maybe to avoid stepping on his freshly waxed tiles. He was just the janitor, to most, quiet, unassuming, wearing an old ball cap and a faded work shirt with "Mike" stitched in cursive on the chest. But to 9-year-old Emily, he was Dad. And to anyone who took the time to look deeper, Mike was a man with stories that had nothing to do with mops and buckets. It was another chilly Monday on the base in Colorado Springs when the new hero arrived. Lieutenant Colonel Branson Hayes, tall, square-jawed, and decorated to the hilt, had just returned from his 5th deployment. The base commander sang his praises: bravery under fire, multiple lives saved, and leadership that made men and women feel invincible. Branson was every bit the golden boy, the walking embodiment of military pride. Mike was mopping the mess hall when Branson strolled in with a crowd of junior officers trailing behind, laughter echoing through the room like schoolboys in a locker room. "Hey, Chief," Branson called out, pointing at Mike. "You missed a spot. Or is that part of your signature art style?" The group burst out laughing. Mike didn't flinch. He simply wrung out the mop and moved to the next section of floor. "Man, doesn't even talk," one of them whispered. "Probably got kicked out or something. Look at that limp." What they didn't know, what Mike never shared, was that limp came from shrapnel. And that silence? It came from seeing too much. Mike had served 2 tours in Afghanistan. Combat engineer. His last mission ended in disaster: an IED, a destroyed convoy, and him dragging 3 wounded soldiers out of fire while his own leg bled. He survived. Some of his brothers didn't. And when his wife passed suddenly from cancer 2 years later, Mike hung up his uniform for good. He needed to be there for Emily. So, he took the janitor job on base. It was steady, and it let him be close to the world he once called home. No parades. No medals. Just floors to clean and a daughter to raise. The mocking didn't stop with Branson. The lieutenant colonel made a game of it. "You hear about Mike the Mop," he joked in the gym one day. "He's our secret weapon. The enemy slips, we win." Mike said nothing. But word got around. Even Emily heard whispers at school. "Your dad's the janitor, right? The one the colonel laughs at?" It stung her more than she let on. Then came the emergency. A fire drill turned real when a faulty generator exploded in one of the maintenance sheds. Flames erupted, alarms blared, and smoke rolled across the yard. A young mechanic, 22, and panicked, was trapped under debris. No one could get close, the fire was spreading fast, and protocol demanded they wait for emergency crews. But Mike didn't wait. He tied a wet rag around his face, grabbed a crowbar from the nearby storage, and limped through the smoke. Just like that. Minutes ticked by. People watched helplessly. Then, like a ghost from the haze, Mike emerged, carrying the mechanic on his back, coughing but upright. The base went still. Paramedics rushed in, reporters showed up, but Mike disappeared before the cameras rolled. No speeches. No press. Just back to work the next day, as if nothing happened. The next morning, Branson found him outside the mess hall, washing down a bench. You saved that kid's life," he said, more a statement than a question. Mike looked up. He needed help. That was brave." Mike shrugged. "Brave is being a single dad. Floors are easy." Branson stared, then asked quietly, "You served?" Mike nodded. "Couple tours." Branson's jaw tightened. "Why didn't you say anything?" "Didn't see the point. Titles don't tuck my daughter in at night." That afternoon, during base assembly, Branson did something no one expected. He took the podium, cleared his throat, and said, "We toss around words like hero a lot. We hang them on uniforms and pin them on chests. But today, I want to recognize a man who showed me what real courage looks like. Not on the battlefield, but every single day. He turned and pointed. Mike. Please step forward. Gasps swept the crowd. Mike stood awkwardly at the edge, mop still in hand. He saved a life yesterday, Branson continued. But he's been saving lives long before that. Raising a daughter alone. Carrying burdens without ever asking for recognition. I mocked him because I didn't understand the weight he car.